When Showboat closed in 2014, the final week, I was actually already slated on vacation, but the atmosphere before that, it was kind of mixed. Like, older people that were ready to retire were happy about it. And younger people, not so much. They're like, what are we going to do? A lot of people had more than one job or something like that they needed to do. I was a supervisor. I was a table game supervisor. So basically, when I was there, I watched the dealers. I watched the players. I watched the money. That was my main focus, to know where the money was going at all time. If it left the table, somebody's stashing it, I needed to be able to track that and make sure the dealers and everybody, like, you still got to have a good time while you're doing it, and the dealers were having fun too. So, like, we kind of had indicators. Like, this was all of us supposition on our own, just by the way things, like the way they moved. Like, you noticed things. We had 4 properties. We had empty rooms. We were trying to set you up with a room, but they're booking you in Harris. And this was going on, like, this started out like a year or so before they told us they were going to close. And we were like, we have rooms here. And then, like, unless the customer specifically said, I want to be there. I don't want to stay at Harris. I want to stay here. Then they would move them back. But we were like, why you guys keep shipping? And Harris, like, they said you didn't have any rooms. We have rooms. So that was kind of a hint. And at that point, like I always tell people, like, we see the writing on the wall. Pay attention. And most of us kind of took heed to it. But then the jam up came, being in the casino industry. If that's all you knew, that's all you knew. But for me, I always had a fallback plan. I went to school. I was doing online classes most of the time at Showboat. I'm like, I'll take a class here, take a class here. I'm like, because the casinos are not forever. That's always been my thought. And then as they more started opening up in other states, I'm like, yeah, I need to get out this business. My girlfriends and us, we were just like, girls' night at whose house? We got to figure out what we're going to do. And we had girls' night, and everybody we just brainstormed what we can do, what can we do. And we found out about the benefits with unemployment would help you through school. I ended up at the Harris School of Business. I went for massage, and that was my backup plan when I got done. So I took a little break from the casino, probably about a year and a half. And then when Hard Rock opened, I went and opened them up for a year, but I was still doing massage. I was doing massage and dealing just on the weekends. Most of my friends and stuff, they went to other casinos because that's where they were at. A couple of the guys I knew from, like, different areas, like hard count stuff, they went and did something completely different out of the casino. They became, like, school bus drivers or working, like, in facilities in the schools, just something out of casino. They're not back in the casino, and they don't miss it. The most surprising was with us for Caesars, we were surprised that they let it go because they owned the building. You had no mortgage, no overhead, really. You're just paying your lights and electric and your work. You owned the property, so it made no sense for you to let that one go. And it was still pretty much in good shape. The new people who bought it, they didn't really do much to it. It looks the exact same. They didn't even change the carpet. So it's like, it's the same place. I think that was the biggest shock. And I think the number of casinos that were closing pretty much shocked us. We was like, they're closing too? Because what is it, the Atlantic Club, that was the Hilton or the Nugget Dam, they closed, and we was like, okay, well, I guess because they're way, way down at the end of the board, where we kind of chalked it up to that. You got to have a fallback plan. And like one of my friends, she does dinners. She caters. That's her side hustle, and she's very good at it. She's very successful. So I was like, and those are the people I worry about. I'm like, you got kids, like our kids grew up together. We all did our things together. Like we looked out for each other. So it's like, as long as we're all good together, okay, we share the word with everybody else, but we always make sure, like, did you go down there? Did you go do this? Did you do it? I'm going. Let's go. I'm coming to pick you up. Let's go. You got to get this done now, type thing. So we made sure everybody was on top of each other as far as doing what we needed to do, getting our stuff together. And we pretty much landed on our feet. We, like I said, we had a good support system. Like if somebody break down, just call, come on, girls' night. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out what we're going to do. And we solved a lot of things at girls' night. We brought everybody down off the ledge, calmed down a lot of things. We were good. I view that part of my life when all of that happened was just like, because even when it happened, I didn't even panic. I was like, some things are still the same. Eventually, I'm going to have to find a job. I said, well, right now, my world is not completely ended because there's unemployment. So it's not like I went from having a check to, boom, there's nothing. No, that would have, had me freaking out. But I'm like, okay, I got unemployment, so now I can take a minute and form a game plan, what I'm going to do. But for me, it was meant. Like, I believe everything that happens to me is meant to be. Like, it's, like, I don't, like, even with finding out, oh, you have lupus, I'm like, why me? Because the question's always, when I say why me, why not me? So I can't figure anybody else I would wish this on. So it is what it is. This is what I'm carrying for life. This is my thing. And play the cards you dealt. And I'm going to play the hand I got. So I'm going to work it out. And that's what I've been doing. I've been playing my cards, and God is good, keeps me healthy. So here we are.